Coming up on this episode of Coordinated.
Sounds like a fun competition, though. Who knew chocolate could be so inspirational? Greetings, AP coordinators. Welcome to Season 4 of Coordinated.
And welcome to a new school year. Season 4 of Coordinated will help ensure it begins on a high note for AP coordinators.
I'll provide step-by-step guidance, navigating from initial planning at the start of the school year through setup of AP registration and ordering, student enrollment in class sections, all the way through the final ordering deadline in mid-November. Those are just some of the highlights. We have a lot to cover.
And I, along with other AP coordinators, all share some of our favorite tips and tricks that have helped us more efficiently manage our AP programs.
Derek Cometa here, former AP coordinator, now Director AP Coordinator Experience for the AP program.
And I'm Rachel McBride, AP coordinator and school counselor at Mayfield High School. Welcome to the podcast for AP coordinators.
Welcome to Coordinated.
Hello, AP coordinators. My name is Claire Lorenz, and I'm on the AP instruction team at the College Board. Over the past several years, we've had the chance to work with amazing AP teachers and higher education faculty members to create resources that support instruction and learning in all AP courses. AP teachers have access to these resources through AP Classroom. Thanks to feedback from teachers and students, we've made it easier than ever for AP teachers to use AP Classroom in the 2021-2022 school year. Each course is now organized into clear categories. Course resources are aligned to course content and skills and include AP daily videos, topic questions, and progress checks. The question bank allows teachers to build custom assessments for their students. My Assignments stores all assignments in one place, so they can be easily accessed for planning and review. And My Reports can help teachers identify areas where students demonstrate strength and areas where they might need a little more support. Please help us support AP students by encouraging AP teachers at your school to check out all AP Classroom has to offer. Teachers can easily access the instructional resources by logging in at myap.collegeboard.org. And for more insights and best practices for using AP Classroom, there are videos on our AP Educators YouTube channel that can be watched anytime, anywhere. We'll put a link in the show notes of this episode for you to share. We hope you'll help us spread the word about how AP Classroom resources can support student learning. Take care, and thank you for all you do.
Hello, Rachel. How are things at Mayfield High School? Settling in to the routines of a new school year?
Yes, we are definitely settling in. Thank you for asking. Definitely like being back on campus and seeing my coworkers in person, especially my awesome colleagues in the counseling department. And of course, my students. I've definitely missed them too.
Of course. And before we started recording, you mentioned that you have a few student meetings lined up right after we're done, so let's be quick. I think it's a relatively short topic today, a culmination of our 3 most recent episodes.
Sounds great, and sounds like a good time to do our podcast Start of the School Year timeline reset.
Let's do it.
All right, quick refresher. Season 4 of Coordinated is all about the steps to success as we guide coordinators from the start of the school year to the final ordering deadline of November 15th.
The journey began with episode 68, that was about initial planning.
Followed by episodes on the access code.
And then the episode on the default or advanced setting for the student exam decision indicator.
Then we had an episode on class sections.
Yes, class sections, that was episode 71.
Student accounts.
That was episode 72.
And join codes.
That was episode 73.
So, class sections, student accounts, and join codes 71, 72, and 73. add up to, well, they don't literally add up to, I guess. They progress to this episode, episode 74, Student Enrollment.
Actually, I think adding up is a pretty good way to look at this because the work coordinators did to get class sections created and the work coordinators did to help students access their College Board student accounts and the work coordinators did to help with join code distribution, that all adds up to student enrollment.
Yes, and when you say student enrollment, you mean students log into their student account to use the join code to enroll in each class section.
Correct. Super important to get done early and completely. We want all students to enroll in their AP class sections so they can start using AP classroom resources immediately.
Yes, and AP coordinators like me, we manage student enrollment. But as we said in the past, collaborating with AP teachers on this step is really helpful. They see students every day. So I primarily rely on AP teachers to get their students enrolled, preferably in the first few days of school. And by now, we're hoping that most schools already completed this task.
That said, we know some just had their first day of school in September. Regardless, it's a good reminder for everyone.
Absolutely. As you said, student enrollment in class sections is critical. It gives students access to the learning resources found in AP Classroom, and that includes students enrolled in exam-only sections who will have access to resources that are not assigned by a teacher. One of those examples is the AP Daily Videos.
An important reason why all students enroll in their respective class sections, even those who feel 100% sure they do not want to take the AP exam in May, even those students still enroll so they can access these resources. And of course, we hope some of these students will ultimately decide to take the exam and benefit from the full AP course and exam experience.
We've actually talked about those benefits in the past, so many benefits.
Yes, we had a whole episode in which we talked about the value of taking the AP exam regardless of score outcome.
Yes, episode 62, Every Score Counts. That was one of my favorites. It was released over the summer. If you missed it, please check out our podcast feed and listen in. Again, that was episode 62. But let's get back to today's topic.
So, this student enrollment process, good to have a plan.
For sure, yes.
Some coordinators want to handle student enrollment on their own, which is totally fine, especially those supporting a smaller number of AP students.
And others, like me, we manage the process along with our AP teachers. I mentioned that already.
Right. So let's talk about that, about the actual student enrollment process. What are some things we heard from AP coordinators we talked to during our summer workshops? Any good tips for managing the student enrollment process?
Many tips to share, Derek. Tip number 1, enrollment deadlines.
Good one. We heard that some schools set enrollment deadlines for all AP students and all AP teachers. That deadline was usually within the first couple days of school. Some even set it for the second day of school. The deadline was universally announced, and with all AP teachers in all AP subjects on the same page, the message came across loud and clear to students.
Exactly. And tip number 2, homework.
Right. Some teachers made student enrollment a homework assignment. Some even awarded a few extra credit points for this. And what AP student does not like the opportunity for extra credit on the first day of school? Great idea.
I agree. And tip number 3, assignments in AP Classroom.
Ooh, I like this one too. Some AP teachers started using AP Classroom right away, meaning assignments on day 1. The
Yes.
not so subtle message to students, good idea to enroll in the class section so you don't fall behind.
Absolutely. And finally, tip number 4, AP Teacher Competition. We have our friend and recent guest on the podcast, Lisa Bonelli, to thank for that one.
That's right. Lisa turns the entire student enrollment process into an AP teacher competition. She even creates and shares daily graphs to show how all the AP teachers are doing. The winning teacher, the one who has 100% student enrollment first, I believe that teacher is awarded a box of chocolates. Now, knowing Lisa, I bet they all end up getting some chocolate when they're done. Sounds like a fun competition, though. Who knew chocolate could be so inspirational?
Derek, that would definitely motivate me.
Hey, bottom line, Rachel.
Get it done. Get it done now if you haven't already. Early student access to AP Classroom goes a long way to ensure the school year is
successful.
As in our coordinated podcast, Steps to Success.
And another key, we say it every week, and it's always a best practice. Please check the AP Coordinator's Manual Part 1 for more step-by-step guidance. And now, AP coordinators, now it's time to gear up for our newest segment. It's something we're calling On the Road with Rachel. And you might be asking, Derek, what road are we on? Why? It's the road to success, of course.
That's right. We've been steering coordinators along this road with step-by-step guidance. Now it's time to accelerate a bit. And share some tips and best practices from experienced AP coordinators.
Rachel had to make a quick detour to meet with some students, so we are recalculating our AP coordinator GPS and taking our own alternate route on the road to success. We're visiting Northern Virginia, specifically visiting the home of the Cougars.
Martha Rodeheaver, Assistant Principal and AP Coordinator, Oakton High School.
Hey, Martha. Derek Cometa. Warning, we are recording this for our coordinated podcast. Sorry for the short notice. Or, actually, to correct myself there, sorry for no advance notice.
Not surprised, Derek. And no problem. Always happy to help. What's up?
We are talking about student enrollment in class sections.
I can imagine. It's that time of year. It's important to get all students enrolled at the start of school.
You are reading my mind. We just said that, and I was hoping you might share a best practice around how you do this at Oakton. You have a large AP program.
Large may even be an understatement. Our AP program is big. We offer well over 30 courses, and each year we have about 1,600 students take close to 4,000 exams.
That sounds like a lot of students to enroll.
Yeah, just a few.
So how do you make this happen?
Well, we absolutely use the student enrollment guides. There's two, one for AP students and one for AP teachers to help their students. Both one-page guides include screenshots and detailed instructions. We provide both guides to our AP teachers. I just download them and email them. Some AP teachers use the teacher guide to complete student enrollment in class, and that takes just a couple minutes. Other AP teachers distribute the student guide and ask students to enroll on their own. It is a big task for a big program, but we get it done.
And everyone, those guides that Martha is talking about, they are found online and in the back of the AP Coordinator's Manual Part 1. We'll put a link in our show notes as well. If you have not seen them, please check them out right away. Martha, Thank you for the impromptu phone call, and thanks for letting us use Oakton High School as a model example for student enrollment.
You are always welcome. We really have a lot of outstanding AP students here at Oakton, and I am always happy to talk about them. In fact, our conversation reminds me, Derek, that one of my former students is particularly special to the podcast.
Indeed, that is correct. Jackie Ray, former AP Music Theory student at Oakton High School. And as Jackie sings to us every week, AP coordinators
And the Oakton High School Cougars, we are good as gold.
Season 4 of Coordinated is co-authored and co-hosted by Derek Cometa and Rachel McBride. Derek also records, produces, and engineers the show. Our executive producer is Edward Biederman. Our podcast logo is courtesy of the amazingly talented Amy O. Amy is enjoying her senior year at Savannah Arts Academy. We thank Jackie Ray for our theme song, Good as Gold. Jackie is a former AP Music Theory student at Oakton High School. Additional vocal support by Carly Suge, AP coordinator at Costa Mesa High School in Southern California.
And a special thanks to all my colleagues in the AP program for supporting the show and spending time with us. And AP coordinators, we cannot say it enough. Thank you. We appreciate you, and for all your support of AP students, you are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so.